Hey, everybody, welcome to Monday Night Live. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Savvy Mineral Makeup, how to use it, how to apply it, even some color matching. But I'm really, really excited just to have Marissa Morris on the call tonight with her sister Summer. And she's going to be sharing how she got started and all that kind of stuff. So, super excited. I know I started using makeup when I was 40 years old. And so I had a lot to learn. And I started right when Young Living came out with Savvy because I never could find makeup that I thought was good enough that would compel me to leave my tomboy ways. But when Savvy came along, I decided that if I felt comfortable with my daughter putting this on without me being around, and that it was such a safe product, then I could use it too. And so that's kind of how our Savvy journey started. But Marissa's going to walk you through all things makeup and beauty and things like that, share her story, and then do an actual makeover on Summer. So without further ado, Marissa, I hand this over to you. And I'm so excited for you to share because, I mean, I've known you since you were in high school. And so I've watched you evolve over the years and go from being someone I just saw from afar to someone who came home from college, to then someone who became a friend, and then in my small group and just doing life together. So all that to say, I'm really excited for you to share. So without further ado, the night is yours.
Okay, thanks, Jody. I am honored that you asked me to do this because this is obviously I love Young Living, but Savvy Minerals is really kind of what drew me more into the company. Because I have been performing and been on stage and used all kinds of literal, it's crap. I mean, just stage makeup is just full of junk. And so once I started to become kind of more aware of, what's in not only makeup, but like the lotions that I was putting on and the shampoos and all these other things, all these other products that I was using, I was like, oh gosh, I've got to find something. So that's kind of how I started in Savvy, using Savvy Minerals. My husband used to make fun of me. He'd be like, okay, are you going to the store to buy makeup? Because if you are, I'm not going with you. Because I would stand there for hours and I would have my little app and I would, have kind of a rough list of ingredients that I knew were bad. And so I would stand there and I would pick up an item and then I would scan it with my app. And well, it wouldn't show up in the app. So then I'd read all the ingredients and then there'd be a couple that I'm like, ooh, I don't know if that's bad. So then I'd type it in and it was just this whole horrible, like long process. And so since I kind of knew that Young Living was, had these excellent standards and I was already kind of using the products to begin with, I was like, this is going to be perfect because I was sick of finding, like a company where I could use like one product that was good. Or the worst, and this is, I think this is the worst, when you would go to the store and you're like, oh, yay, this is all clean. This is all healthy. I can use this. And then come to find out later, you've been duped. It's not healthy. It's not clean. It's still got fragrance in it, or it's still got, I don't know, sodium lauryl sulfate in it or something. And you're like, no, I've been slathering this on my skin, all in the name of using clean beauty and it's not clean. So that's where Savvy Minerals came in for me because I was like, all right, this is great. I don't have to sit there and scan every single product. I know it's going to be good. I know it's going to be good for my skin. So that's how I got started. Okay, so let's kind of briefly just chat about why Savvy Minerals is so great and some ingredients that you won't find in Savvy Minerals. And one of the things is nanoparticles. So that's just tiny, tiny, tiny little particles that actually get into your skin and into your bloodstream. There are some clean and other mineral makeups on the market that you can buy, but the unfortunate part is they've got nanoparticles in there. So you kind of want to avoid that. Another big thing when you're looking at switching your beauty products out is something called parabens. So you want to read the back of your labels and it'll say, like methylparaben or something, something, something paraben. You want to get rid of those. Why? Because those are linked to hormone disruption. ladies, we don't need anything messing up our hormones, okay? We do that just fine on our own. So you want to look for that because of hormone disruption, and then also they're linked to breast cancer, which is pretty scary. So get rid of those. Phthalates is another thing that you want to look for. Those are linked to ADHD and behavioral issues, and they disrupt the hormones. Okay, so get rid of them. Also heavy metals. I think we've heard that or topic a lot recently. Heavy metals, we want to get those out. Our body does not need that. It can lead to cancer, and it can also mess up our reproductive system. So get rid of heavy metals. Another cool thing is that Savvy Minerals has banned over 2,500 ingredients, which is more than any other healthy, clean company on the market right now. They have really, really, really done the work to get rid of all the conventional chemicals and ingredients that you're going to find even in clean makeups these days, which I think is fantastic. It's plant-based, it's toxin-free, cruelty-free. They have infused the products with essential oils, yay, and they're responsibly sourced, and then they're also backed by the Seed to Seal guarantee. I could go into that, but I don't want to make this really long. So you can go to seedtoseal.com to look more into that. So here, now that I'm done, talking about all the things that you won't find, here are some things that you are going to find in Savvy. So you're going to find aloe vera leaf extract, coconut oil, jojoba seed, vitamin E, natural minerals, and of course, essential oils. Okay, so moving on, now that I've kind of done a quick little overview of why I love Savvy, let's go ahead and take care of this beautiful face. I recently had the wonderful opportunity of doing her makeup for her wedding. And that was really fun. It's always an honor when someone asks you to help them out on their special day like that. So it was super fun. I mean, a little nerve-wracking. I'm not a professional.
You did a great job.
But it was super fun. So before we start applying makeup, some things that you need to know. You want to make sure your skin is obviously clean. And you want to make sure that your skin is healthy. And that goes deeper than just, washing and moisturizing your skin. Your skin's an outward expression of something that's going on internally. So, your skin can be affected by stress or hormones, also gut health, and our diet can all be things that will affect our skin. So we got to make sure that we're eating clean and, reducing our stress, getting enough vitamins and minerals, and then drinking water. That is like the number one thing that you can do for your skin. I've seen a lot of celebrities and, they're asked like, well, what is your, number one skin tip? And they all say, drink water, drink water, drink water. Because that helps, just flush our bodies. So if you are, feeling overwhelmed or you're ready to make a switch and you're like, I just don't know where to start. There's all these things, start with drinking water. Really, really hydrate your body, and I guarantee you'll see a huge, huge difference in your skin. Okay, so let's get to the fun part, which is application. I'm going to show you a lot of different products tonight. And I remember when I first started and I was like, oh, I need to get this and I need to get that and I need to get this. And there's all these things and it's going to cost me all this much money. And don't stress. Don't stress. Just buy one thing at a time. So when you run out of a product, get rid of it and switch it out for a clean alternative. There's another way that you can do it. It's called subscribe and save, and I'll talk about that kind of at the end. But that's kind of how I ended up building, my whole arsenal of not only makeup products, but also other Young Living products. So take notes and write down, a list of some products that you'd like to get. Maybe start with, foundation or whatever you're getting ready to run out of. Put that on the top of your list, and then slowly, gradually over time, you'll find that you switched it all out. And it wasn't this huge, like upfront, like scary investment. Okay, so let me start off by showing you the Savvy Minerals makeup brushes. They come in this cute case, and it's hot pink, my favorite. But these brushes really do make a difference. You can see I've still got a few like little just cheapies in here, but that's just because I can't find anything to replace them. They still work pretty good. But these brushes really, really are formulated specifically for this makeup, and they really do help it go on smoothly. So I suggest saving your pennies and getting a nice brush set. Okay, now we, also with the makeup brushes, you're gonna wanna clean them periodically, especially when you get a really nice set. And lucky for us, Young Living has made a like makeup brush cleaner, and it smells really nice. And we all know that it's clean and good for our skin. It works really, really well. And then you're gonna wanna get like a little silicone pad like this.
Young Living does have them.
Yeah, Young Living has one. This one I just picked up at the dollar store, and when it falls apart, I get the Young Living one. But so you just get your brush wet, rub it in this soap here, and then just rub it on the little silicone pad, rinse it under water. Pretty simple. Let them dry overnight. The best way to let them dry is if you kind of roll up a little towel, and then you let them dry at an angle so that if any water does get up here, it doesn't dissolve the glue. So let them, like I'll roll up a little towel and then just kind of leave them at a little, angle like this so that all the water drains down. And then you're gonna wanna go like this on these big, like fluffy brushes like that. Just kind of wring them out gently like this. And that helps hold their shape. Okay, moving on. Okay, so on the face, there's a couple different schools of thought about where to start. Do you do the whole face first? Do you do the eyes first? I start with the eyes, especially if I'm doing like stage makeup where I want like a dark eye and I want my eyes to really pop. If you get any fallout, any like eyeshadow on your cheeks, and you've already done a beautiful foundation application, it's really disappointing. So we're gonna start with her eyes. And the first thing I like to do is I take some lavender lip balm. It's a weird tip. First few times I heard it, I was like, I'm not gonna do that. Trust me, go with me on this. You're gonna take a little lavender lip balm, and you're just gonna apply it all over the eyelid. And what this does is it's like an eyeshadow primer. And then it just helps everything kind of stay. It helps the eyeshadow stick. I always thought it would be greasy. It's not greasy at all because we're using like a powder eyeshadow. It really helps everything stick. We're gonna make everything even. I will say, just rub your finger over your eyelid like this a few times just to make sure you don't have any, thick spots or any globs anywhere, because the eyeshadow will stick really well to it. All right, and we are going to be using the Golden Hour palette today. Now, Golden Hour? Yeah, Golden Hour, yeah. Okay, now don't stress. If you don't have this palette, don't feel like, oh, I gotta rush out and get this. All you need to know is where to apply certain colors. So you're gonna wanna start with your darkest color, then we're gonna move to our medium shades, and then we'll do our lightest shades last. Okay, so you can take that and apply it to any eyeshadow colors that you have. So we are going to start with, this brush that comes with the Golden Hour palette is really nice. So if you just get a palette and get this brush, it's a great starter. We're gonna start with Horizon. That's the darkest shade right here on this palette. And we're just gonna go like right here on her brow bone, on both eyes. And then we're gonna kind of make a little triangle like this. Now, because this is just like a wedding look, we don't want to go crazy. She's not someone who wears a ton of makeup every day, but it's her wedding day. She wants to look, you know, a little fancy. So we're gonna not go crazy and not do the darkest of darkest shades. We're just gonna do a little triangle here with our darkest shade. Then we are going to do the color Glow. And I use this brush. It's the Savvy Minerals eyeshadow brush. And Glow is this color right here. It's a nice shimmery kind of golden color. And that's gonna go on our eyelid, not all the way to the corner. And the nice thing about these brushes is I wouldn't say I'm someone that's really awesome at being able to blend in eyeshadows, but with the help of these brushes, they really kind of do the work for you. I don't know if you can see, but I've got like 4 different colors on my eyeshadow or on my eyelids, and these brushes really help blend it in. So now we're going to come over here with Glow again and just blend it all in. And you can see I'm taking it up into this color that I already put on. Okay, now I'm going to switch brushes, go back to the brush that it came with, and we're going to do Dusk, which is, sorry, this color right here. It's like a copper color. It's beautiful. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a beautiful, beautiful color. It's got a nice little shimmer to it. And we're going to go kind of let it act as like a eyeliner. And this one you can take more towards the corner because it is our eyeliner. So we want to bring it all the way in. This is something fun that I think really helps your eyes pop, especially when you're using multiple colors. I am using the Savvy Minerals. It's a dual brush. So this side, you see it? This side is the eyeliner brush. And this one is kind of more, I use it for my eyebrows, and then I use it right under here. I'll show you. So we're gonna take Dusk, and I just dab just the tiniest bit on the end of the brush, and then look up, and we're just gonna go right here under her lash line. And it just really brings the whole eye together. But don't do this if you don't have a really skinny brush like this. I tried for a really long time to use just like a little thin, tiny brush, and I would like get it all down here, and it just looked like a hot mess. So use a really thin, angled, nice brush. Again, I'm using Dusk right here just to under the lash line. Okay, now we are going to switch back to the tiny little brush that came with the set, and we're going to use Dawn. And what this does is this is going to go more in the corner and kind of fill in the rest of that space that we didn't use. If you have the shade Best Kept Secret, this is a good place to put Best Kept Secret. They're really similar in color. Now, you're going to go back to your eyeshadow brush and you're going to grab Dawn again. And this time, you're going to put it above your dark shadow. So all the way up to your eyebrow. And this helps blend this dark color in. So you're just going to kind of take it once again and just blend in that dark color. And this works on someone like Summer who doesn't have a lot of space between, you know, their brow bone and their eyebrow, but it also works on someone like me who has a lot of space to fill in. Oops. And the other nice trick that I found about using lip balm on your eyelids is that when you make a mistake, it's really easy to wipe it off. Okay, this is one of my favorite tips that I learned for eyelids. And we're gonna use the shade called Wanderlust. It is a really fun shade. It's very light, but it's got some, whoops, it's got some shimmer to it if you can see it. Kind of hard to see these. Anyways, the shade is called Wanderlust. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little brush, kind of like this, or you can take the little brush that came with your golden hour palette, and you are going to just put a little bit here in the corners of your eyes. And what this does is it just helps your eyes pop. I don't know if you could see, but I put it right here in the corners of my eyes. And then I do it again up here, just under my eyebrow. And it just really, especially if you're on stage, it's just a really fun little touch to kind of help your eyes stand out a bit. And now, like I said, we're going to take it right under here. And then if you need to go back in, like you can see it's kind of thick on this side. What you're going to do is you're going to take the Savvy Minerals blending brush. Kind of looks like that. And you'll just come in and blend it around. And there we go. Okay, so once we've done that, the next step you can do is to fill in your eyebrows. If you're like me, you are and someone that likes to fill in their eyebrows for a more dramatic look. I use Savvy Minerals Multitasker Light, and I will use the eyeliner brush, this side. Can you see that? And I get just a little bit of water on my brush, and then I dip it in my powder, put it right here on my hand, kind of mix it around, make like a really thick paste, kind of like an eyebrow gel type consistency. And then I just come in and just lightly go right where my natural eyebrow is. I think the temptation sometimes, especially since larger eyebrows are in style right now, is to go outside of your natural arch. Don't do it. It gets a little crazy looking, okay? Stay right with your natural eyebrow. This also helps it make it look more like you instead of, oh, here's Marissa and she put on a ton of makeup today. We want to enhance our natural features, right? So like I said, just make a little paste, and then I'll just fill in with just my natural arch. If I need to make some more, I'll just dip my brush back in some water, dip it in my powder, and then just go around on my hand like this, making a little natural paste. Pretty simple. Eyeliner. We do not have, Savvy Minerals doesn't have a pencil eyeliner. Don't worry, it's super, super easy. Do not be scared of liquid eyeliner. You're gonna use Savvy Minerals Multitasker Dark, and it's really dark, but it makes a really nice dark eyeliner. 2 ways you can do it. I like to make liquid. Some people just like the lighter shade of it. So they will take their eyeliner brush, this one right here, and just dip it straight in the powder and then just put it on. I will drop one, like I'll take my pinky and I have one little drop of water on my pinky. I put it in my lid and then I get a little bit of powder on my brush and I mix it around in my lid and make like a thick little paste. And then I will just come and just very lightly, very small, follow right along my natural lash line. If you want a tutorial of just how to make this liquid eyeliner, I feel like I'm going a little quickly. I have on my Instagram page, if you're an Instagrammer. If not, we can get you the video. My Instagram page is Mother May I Essentials, and I have some other makeup tutorials, and this is one of them. Okay, so look up, Summer. And then if you want, this obviously makes it more dramatic. You can come in under here and do just a tiny bit along her, like along your lash line. I'm not gonna do that tonight because I like what we created with our just eyeshadow eyeshadow eyeliner earlier. But you can also, you know, come along here if you really wanna make your eyes bold. Okay, so then after that, we're gonna move on to eyelashes. Don't be scared of an eyelash curler. You may only pinch yourself once and then you'll get the hang of it. But this, I really do think that an eyelash curler doesn't have to be anything fancy. Although if you spend a little bit more money, you'll have them last a little longer. I really do think it helps bring your lashes up. Especially if you're a person like me where my lashes are pretty rebelliously straight. So it really helps bring your eyelashes up and open your eyes because I really do feel like our eyes are such a window to who we are, and opening them up is, I think it's really important. So I'm not gonna do this to her because she already did her eyelashes. And it scares me to do it on other people. I don't mind pinching myself, but other people, I'm like, sorry. So yes, you're gonna just put it on your lashes, clamp, not too hard, and then release. You're gonna do the other side, clamp, not too hard, hold it, and release. And then you're gonna put on your favorite eyeliner, your favorite mascara. And you're in luck because Savvy Minerals has a couple different formulas for you. I have heard so many testimonials of people that are like, I can't wear any other mascara. Everything, you know, hurts my eyes, it irritates my eyes, or it flakes. Savvy Minerals, I've had so many people say, I can only use Savvy Minerals. And that's probably because it's infused with essential oils like lavender and cedarwood. So if you are someone who just really feels like you can't wear mascara, really try Savvy Minerals. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. And for those of you that are like, man, I'm not like a full face makeup type person, do just your eyelashes. Melissa Pepping, she's the one that created this makeup. I heard her say one time, like, let's agree to agree that we all need to do mascara when we're doing our makeup. And I totally agree with that. There's a lot of days where I'll just put on just mascara and maybe some foundation and out the door I go. Because just doing mascara really opens your eyes and just brightens your whole face. So if you're only going to do one step, mascara. Okay. All right, moving on. Oh, back to eyebrows, filling in your eyebrows. I just saw this in my notes. If you're a glasses wearer, mascara and filling in your eyebrows are your best friends. I saw a makeup artist say one time, and she actually wears glasses, and she said, for those people that wear glasses, really highlighting your eyebrows is a really great tip. It just opens up your face. So something to consider if you wear glasses. All right, now we are ready for primer of the face and foundation. So Savvy Minerals makes 2 different primers. They have a hydrating and a matte primer. They both smell amazing. And if you are, I don't do primer every single day because sometimes I'm not in makeup for hours and hours and hours on end. But if I know I'm doing my makeup at like 8 a.m. and I'm gonna be out the door and about, I will definitely put on some primer. But honestly, guys, Savvy Minerals stays on so well. Like, it's ridiculous. You would think that natural makeup, it probably doesn't work as well. Probably, it'll rub off my face, after an hour or two. It really doesn't. It really does stay on my face really well. I mean, I've gone to concerts, like hot, sweaty summertime concerts, forgotten to put on primer beforehand, come home, and my face still is in like good shape. I have 3 kids, I'll kiss them all day long and still have like a good looking face left at the end of the day. So I think primer definitely helps, but I don't feel like, oh my goodness, I have to have this or my makeup's not going to stay on. It really does stay on even without it. All right, let's talk about foundation. I'm primarily using the liquid tonight because I have fallen in love with it. I never was a liquid foundation person before, but the Savvy Minerals one is so easy to apply and it feels really good on. A lot of times I would wear, liquid foundation and be like, oh, my face just feels like cakey and gross and heavy. It does not feel like that with this. How do you find your perfect shade? Well, Savvy Minerals came up with this little booklet. It's really inexpensive if you don't live near, someone that has one. But if you can contact the person that sent you to this class, chances are they have one, or contact me or Jody or somebody, and we can help get you color matched. The way to start, I found, is Google the Fitzpatrick scale. So type in like Savvy Minerals Fitzpatrick scale, and there's a whole post about like, if your skin burns easily and doesn't tan, then these are the shades you would probably work best with. If your skin, does tan and doesn't burn very easily, these are the shades that will work best for you. So that's a really good starting point. And that's what I used to kind of help me figure out what's my shade. Because I remember getting this and like kind of holding it up to my face and I was like, oh, that works, maybe that could work. And there was like 6 shades. And I'm like, there's no way. So if you start by just looking at the Fitzpatrick scale, it'll help you narrow it down to 2 or 3 shades, and then you can go from there. So what you're going to do once you've narrowed it down is a lot of people say do it here on the neck. I don't think that's a very accurate representation. The neck is so much lighter a lot of times, especially for me, than my face. So I like to kind of blend it like this, and then I just do straight on my cheek and kind of find a happy medium. So Summer, we are using Sand Beige on her. So that is Where is it? Oh yeah, it was the one I picked out. I do know what I'm talking about sometimes. Okay, so sand beige. Here, if you can turn your face. It looks really creamy on her face. And you can see how the one right next to it, well, that's way too dark. So this is a good, here's the lighter shade. That one could work too. That's the beauty of this stuff that I found, is that it's really forgiving. Even the liquid shades are pretty forgiving. So if you don't get it right the first time, it's probably gonna be fine. So face match tool, let us know if you want help. We'd be more than happy to help you with that. Okay, now because it is a liquid, we wanna make sure that we shake it. And you're gonna wanna use a beauty blender sponge like this. Young Living makes a really nice one. This one I just picked up at the local drugstore because I couldn't wait on my order. So, also before you start applying, get this a little bit wet. It doesn't need to be dripping, but just make sure it's a little bit damp. That helps really blend in the foundation. So I just put one pump on. If you put too many pumps on, it splatters and gets everywhere. So one pump, and then we just dab it. Dab it all over her face. Make sure that you get close to the ears and then down under the chin, down on the neck, just a little bit. And you can see how it's blending in really nicely. We've got a good match here. And then you're gonna wanna kind of, the Young Living one has a nice point on it, and so it makes it helpful to get in the creases of your nose. Okay, another little squirt. Let me turn your face towards the light a little bit. Kind of move your hair back, get it real close to your ear. And you can see how great the coverage is. That was the other thing. I kind of like a full coverage. And so I was concerned about, switching to a more natural makeup, like would it even look like I put any makeup on? You can see it does a really nice job. And this is just step one. If you really are someone who likes a really, really, really full coverage, wait for the next step. Now, the cool thing about this makeup is you can be done. You can just put on your liquid foundation and call it a day. That's kind of what I do because I like more of a dewy, glowy look. Summer wants more of a matte look. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take Warm 2, which is her coordinating powder foundation. Now, a lot of times before you apply a powder, you can spray it with misting spray. This smells amazing, by the way. But we don't really need to do that on summer today because I'm not going to be using a ton of foundation. And I've also learned how to kind of keep the powder from flying everywhere. So if you're someone who wants to kind of control your powder or is new to all of this, spray your brush with one mist and then dab it on your hand to get it evenly all over the brush. And then dip it in your powder like this, and then tap off the excess. And we're just gonna start on our cheeks and just dab, dab, dab. And this kind of gives it more of a matte look. So if you're a younger person that has lots of glow to your skin, use a little bit of powder afterwards to get rid of some of that glow. And again, I'm just tapping off in the brush. And then this is a really great spot to kind of brush it onto your ears to kind of help blend it in. And then you're gonna wanna brush it down into your neck. Ooh, sorry, it's spilling everywhere. We're sisters, it's fine. Now, because I like the dewy look, like I said, for me, I'll just put this on my nose and then just kind of work it down here and a little bit right here to kind of take off some of the shine, but you don't even have to do that. Okay, moving on. Let's go to, if you use concealer, now is a good time to put your concealer on under your eyes. What I like to use is the Powder Cool 1. So, come over here and get my brush. And I will just put just a little bit, look up, just a little bit right here. You have, you know, any dark circles? Us moms with young kids. So I'll just put a little bit right there just to lighten up that area. And then this is also nice. It helps prevent any kind of creasing of foundation under here. I think it also helps with keeping the mascara from flaking down here, or like, you know, getting that raccoon eye from your mascara. Just a little bit of light powder underneath there takes care of all of those issues. Then, because it's summertime and we want that summery glow, we're gonna use a little bit of bronzer. This is the shade Crowned All Over. It's the lighter of the two. Now, a secret about bronzer. I didn't know this till, I'm ashamed to say, not that many years ago. But bronzer doesn't go all over your whole face. Who knew? You're only supposed to put it in a few places. I guess the, you know, full-on orangey glow isn't the right way to do it. So bronzer, you're gonna, this is the bronzer brush, by the way. You can see it's a little angled. So you're gonna make like a fish face, and then you're just gonna do it right here on both sides of your face. This is also known as a contour, so just a little bit right here. Let's see if I can make it a little darker so you guys can see. Turn your face. Just a little bit of contour right here. I've also used this shade as just blush for just a fun summer glow because it's got a little shimmer to it. So I think it's fun to kind of use it just as blush sometimes. Then the next place you're going to put your bronzer is you're going to take it down the temples. Just a little bit down each temple. And then up here, kind of in the corners of your forehead. Now we're going to do blush. This is the shade I Do Believe You're Blushing. Summer also looks good. Charisma.
I think it's Awestruck. It's
Awestruck,
a little bit more
Awestruck.
peachy.
But she also looks good in that color too, if you're kind of wondering what color should I get. So it's really hard to see, but it's a really pretty shimmery pink. Maybe you can see it. I'm wearing it. And I use the blush brush. Now this, I will say, their blushes are ultra pigmented. So you don't need a lot, which is fantastic because one little pot can last you a really long time. So I just get about that much on my brush. Now, if you're like Summer and I, we have kind of appley cheeks like this. You're gonna start here on the apples of your cheeks. Just dab, 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 and then sweep it back. If you don't have as appley of cheeks, you're gonna start a little further back and come more this way with it. Don't feel like you have to bring it so far, forward close to your nose. This just kind of helps highlight our cheeks. Let's get a little bit more on there. Let's make this show up. Okay, now we are going to do a little bit of a highlighter. Satin Mineral makes what's called a veil, but and I've used it before. It's great. It's got a nice sparkle to it. But I actually like to use the eyeshadow Wanderlust. It's the same shadow that I used up here. It's just kind of nice to have one product that you use for everything. So what I've done is I've put it in an empty, foundation cup. I just dump a little bit in there because it works really well with this big, beautiful brush. So you're gonna just dab just a little bit, not very much, on your big, huge brush. This feels so good on your face, by the way. And this is just dab right here in the center of your forehead. That's a good highlight spot. Then you're gonna take a little bit kind of on the side of the brush. And you're gonna go top of the cheekbones. You can also do a strip down the nose, but if you get too much, sometimes it looks like your nose is glowing. So I like to just put a little bit on my brush and just run it down the nose. And then this is my favorite. This is my favorite thing. So you're gonna take the Wanderlust and you're gonna pull out your skinny little brush again. And you're just gonna do it right here on your Cupid's bow. It just brings a little bit of pop to your mouth. Another place that you can highlight if you really have awesome eyebrows like this is you can just do a little bit right here on the top of the eyebrow. Once again, just helping your eyes pop a little bit more. Okay, we are nearing the end. Now we're gonna finish up with your favorite lipstick or lip gloss. I am a lip gloss girl, and so I've got two shades here today. If you can tell, I'm wearing this shade called Maven. This is one of the darker shades, and I like this one for, a date night or, going out to an event, or if I'm on stage, because it's a little bit brighter of a color. But this shade right here called Embrace is my favorite everyday shade. This is a great shade if you have young girls that are like, hey mom, can I wear some makeup or can I wear some lip gloss? This is a perfect shade for them because it looks like they have a little something on and they feel really special because they get to wear some of mommy's makeup, but it's not like, oh, hey, what you put on your face there, kid? You look great. So this shade right here, it's called Embrace, is my favorite go-to. Looks great on all skin tones. And I like it because it really it's infused with peppermint, so it smells awesome. but it also, I feel like it really conditions my lips. It's perfect in the winter when, you know, your skin is really dry. If you're looking for a neutral lipstick shade, if you're a lipstick person, this one is called Adore. It's a really nice neutral shade. Okay. Now that we've had this beautiful face, let's talk about taking it off. Because that is super important in our skincare routine, is getting the makeup off at the end of the day. But first, let me just take a look and see. This is the finished product. So at the end of the day, we want to take all our makeup off. And I just use like a microfiber cloth like this to kind of get things started. But it's a good idea to actually, like, you know, really cleanse yourself. And what I've been using is the Bloom line. It's also a Young Living thing. It's super simple because it's just face wash and then this fun sparkly mineral essence and then a lotion. So it's super simple. It smells really nice and it doesn't require, you know, 16 steps from you. So what I do is I will take that microfiber cloth, wash my face, probably throw a little soap on there, really make sure that the makeup's off. And then I use a toner. I make one from witch hazel and then a lot of my favorite oils, which could be like frankincense, alemi. I put some jasmine in there because it just smells awesome. Cedarwood, lavender. There's just a lot of good skin oils that I'll put in there and just put it on a cotton ball and kind of wipe my face up just to get any last bits of makeup off. And then I put the mineral essence on and then some face lotion. And for those of you who are in our Wise House Oils group, we just did a skincare challenge recently, and I had a lot of fun with that. And so one of the things that we did was use the CBD beauty serum on your face. I didn't have that yet, so one of the suggestions was to make your own. So I had just an empty dropper bottle that I put jojoba oil in, and then I put 20 drops of frankincense and then 20 drops of alemi in it. And I would put that on my face every night. It feels really good and smells, of course, amazing. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, you can use like a facial roller or gua sha stone. And so just keeping it simple like that, I think makes skincare a lot more manageable. And it doesn't feel so overwhelming. Like if I want my face to look like that, you know, I've got to do this, 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 and this, and this. And also we know that it's healthy for our skin too. So let's see. Okay, now, as I mentioned before, I said, no, don't stress out. If you see all these products and you're like, how do I get all these products? Like this stinks. I want to do all these things, but it's gonna, you know, be this huge upfront investment. So what I said was, you know, as you're running out of a certain product, get rid of it and then switch it out for a Young Living product. And how I do that is there's the monthly subscribe and save. So when I jumped in with Young Living, I signed up for that right away because I started earning points back that I could spend on future products. So not only was I ordering, you know, something every month, I was ordering, you know, like one product a month. Then I was letting those points build. And when I had, you know, say $100, because we know a $100 order gets free shipping, I would just cash in those points on my next product or on, you know, the next couple things that I wanted to try. So if you're, you know, thinking, okay, I'm ready to jump into, you know, cleaner makeup, that's kind of a way that you can jump in without feeling like you got to just go and throw everything out and waste all that money that you've already spent. You can kind of just baby steps. You'll get there, I promise. I didn't have all of these products when I first started. You know, I had just a few things to kind of get started, and then gradually just started adding, you know, to my collection. So I hope that's kind of helpful. And if anybody has any questions, I think I'm done.
Hey, this has been awesome. So thank you so much, Summer, for being the model. You look beautiful.
Thank
And for
you.
Marissa for just teaching this class. I learned a lot, just because I honestly don't know a lot, but I learned a lot. And my daughter Naomi is right here beside me. And once we're not recording, she said she would come on screen to show you her makeup. But yeah, I thought this was great. And I think your stressing of water at the beginning, I love that because that hydration of the skin is phenomenal. And reiterating just that what is coming out on our face and really our skin is just going on what representative of what's going on inside. And then the whole switching out, like, because I know a lot of people, like I have so many times people have said to me, man, that's just a lot to swap out. Like I can't just get rid of all of my makeup. You know, like if they're using like, especially some of those from like the counters at the what's it called? Like at the mall or whatever, like those are really, really expensive makeups. And just because they're expensive doesn't mean they're good. And I love how you just kept stressing, like when you're done with one, then replace it with another good one. Like I love how you stress it. And I love how you just were so real. Like you don't have all the things Young Living yet. Like you literally showed us how you're swapping things out. And I always wondered what to do with that sponge. Like I have it, but I had no idea what to do with it. No idea. So this was really, really, really helpful to me. And I, with Naomi, would you say it was helpful to you? Yeah. Yeah. Cause yeah, we put makeup on her for special occasions. So this was really good because I had no clue. And the bronzer, I did not know. Like I knew not to go all over the face, but like I didn't know the special spots. So that was key. And then like the 4 different shades or different places to put it on your eyelids. That was like perfect because I play around, but then sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, did I do it right? And like, because usually I try it out before we go to church. Then I'm like, oh my gosh, people are gonna see me at church. But anyways, so this was great. And Molly joined us. It was good to see her. She's lives up in Indiana too. So Molly, did you have any questions? You can either type it in or I'm like totally putting her on the spot. Or unmute yourself. But this was really great and helpful. So Marissa, if someone wants to get started with Young Living and let's say they were like, I want to know more about you, I would love to connect with you. What is your member number? Because it's always best to be referred by a friend or someone who you really trust or you really like their personality. And Marissa is a great person for that. Marissa, what is your Young Living member number so that if someone gets a hold of this video, they can enter this in as the person who referred.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 123-77424.
Awesome. Can you say it one more time?
Yeah, it's 123-77424.
Awesome. So that's what you would do if you want to get started. There's so many great ways to get started with Young Living. And let's say you wanted to go the whole makeup route. Currently, one way you could do that is just get started with the basic starter kit, which will get you stress away, some Thieves Mints, Thieves hand sanitizer, some names you read, and the lifetime discount. Up in the future, things are going to be switching it up a little bit with Young Living, where you can just simply place your first order and get the makeup. But for right now, as of July 2021, you would start out with that basic kit and then add on any of the type of makeup, Savvy Mineral makeups that you wanted to, or anything else for that matter. So Thank you once again, Marissa and Summer, for just really educating us on how to use Savvy Mineral makeup. I wish I had seen this when I turned 40. I am now 45. So I learned some tips that you will now be seeing on me. All right. Thank you and have a great night.